The version 1.3 livestream was absolutely amazing. With perhaps one of its biggest updates yet, QoL Games completely hit it out of the park when it came to the delivery of its details. Coming off the heavily critiqued pacing and structure of the 1.0 launch livestream, specifically in English, QoL Games took a wildly different approach that focused on, quite literally, exactly what the players were looking for. Things like less minigames, more emphasis on new in-game content, and perhaps most importantly, free astrite codes as a reward to the player base. Here are the other two. Enjoy. Beyond the currency rewards, QoL also provided incredible gameplay walkthroughs for the new characters, Shorekeeper and Youhu, as well as a detailed breakdown on the story surrounding the Black Shores, and over 10 minutes completely dedicated to new events or quality of life updates that they're still making to the game. Be warned, there's a lot to break down here. Today we'll be diving into the 1.3 version livestream, breaking down all of these new additions to the game, from the details of the new character kits, all the way to the incredible ways QoL is still improving Wuthering Waves. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. QoL didn't change everything when it came to version 1.3's livestream. They brought back something amazing: cosplayers. After a short and beautiful piano intro, the devs, Dong and Awen, immediately gave some background on the new expansion. We're told that the Black Shores is a highly secretive organization focused on, well, saving the world, with the headquarters isolated to visitors without permission. We're given all the clues that this faction and area are going to be very important for the overall story. They followed up on this explanation with the first part of the version trailer. And wow, if you had no knowledge about the Black Shores heading into this preview, you could be convinced that you were looking at footage from a completely different game. It almost feels as though you're in space, underwater, or on a completely different planet entirely. But a version trailer in a gacha game wouldn't be a trailer at all if all it showed was new areas. We got a quick overview of the new characters as well, and these demos were accompanied with some of the most interesting new music we've heard in a while. I guess the devs listened here as well. We then get a preview of what's at stake when it comes to the story, and let's just say that after looking at the tears on Encore's face when she's talking about her mother, and the blazing flames of a burning city as Shorekeeper narrates about toppling towers and crushed civilizations, we can tell that this version's story is likely going to have a much darker tone than what we've been exposed to thus far. It's safe to say that from a story perspective, version 1.3 might be our very best yet, and with Camellia releasing in 1.4, another Black Shores member, this is likely going to be a tale that spans quite a few months. With a trailer like this bringing a ton of questions, QoL followed it up with even more previews of the new areas. And let's just say that this area might be one of the most beautifully designed in gaming. Not just gacha gaming, but gaming as a whole. Just look at this. However, since Wuthering Waves is an open-world game, all of these new areas would be accompanied by new features and exploration mechanics. The devs gave a preview of these ones as well. We've got activities like surfing or hoverboarding on water, teleporting through doors, crazy camera angles while climbing a tower, advanced portal mechanics, snowboarding with lasers, and even more. It's clear that version 1.3 might be Wuthering Waves' biggest one yet, and they really didn't hold back at all. The next two items up were the story and kit overviews for the new additions to the roster. Youhu is up first, and she is a glacial antique collector with a chest filled with tools and devices she uses across combat. She has up to 4 unique artifacts that give her a variety of different moves, along with new RNG and QTE mechanics baked into her kit to help spice up her overall gameplay. She's shaping up to be one of the most unique characters in the game when it comes to overall playstyle. Shorekeeper, on the other hand, is the real prize of the patch. Let's just say that the devs know Verena has been working overtime on nearly every single team in the game. With her preview, the devs confirmed that she is, in fact, a sustainer, with the ability to revive characters from fatal hits and a resonance liberation that heavily boosts the team's damage, including a specific boost to critical damage, and amplified effects as teammates use their intro skills. She's looking like an incredible addition to our future teams. However, her combat combat strength isn't her only asset. As a great callback to prior trailers, Shorekeeper can literally transform into a butterfly, auto-collect materials, and quickly traverse the map. She also gains special buffs in combat when in a party with Rover. Character-specific buffs can be a great story tie-in, but also potentially restrictive, so hopefully the implementation here isn't too crazy. However, with new characters come new weapons, and we got a short preview of Shorekeeper's signature, as well as an entirely new 4-star weapon series, Deep Sky Blazer. While we didn't get any specifics on the weapon's effects, we'll be able to claim at least one free copy of a Deep Sky Blazer weapon at some point in 1.3 as an event reward. Hopefully this series will be actually usable. The last new addition combat-wise is a new 4-cost Echo, the fallacy of no return. The devs ask whether or not this is a powerful foe. They answer that question by showing us this footage. It's safe to say that this boss is going to cause players some problems. If this fight is a game of whack-a-mole, he is the player, not us. The fallacy's echo skill, on the other hand, is a complete masterpiece. I think everyone knows what this is a reference to, and it's absolutely beautiful. However, this wasn't everything when it came to echoes. We're also getting 2 new Phantom skins, the Gullpuff and the Lumascale Construct. Following the new additions to combat, the devs then dove into new permanent game modes. Retro Game Collector is a game mode that will feature an upgradable data hub and special enemies unlocked with those levels. Players can level their hub by grabbing collectibles across the Black Shores map, and special enemies seem to unlock multiple rewards chests at once. The other game mode, on the other hand, was simply a new hologram boss, Inferno Rider. Next up was an overview of the events, and there are a lot. The first up is the Gifts of Seabreeze, a 7-day sign-in event rewarding 5 standard and 5 limited pulls. We've seen this in every patch thus far, and it seems like QoL is planning to make this a regular occurrence. There will also be a Black Shores exploration event, which was very similar to what we saw for the exploration of Mount Firmament back in 1.1. There will also be reruns of similar events that we've seen in the past, rebranded for the Black Shores, such as the Parkour event and the Lolo Logistics daily tasks. The last 2 events are the combat ones, and QoL completely cooked here. Fairy Tale's Finale is a co-op event featuring the enhanced difficulty of the hologram bosses and the ability to take those fights with a friend. On the other hand, Infinite Battle Simulation will be an endless combat mode with repeated waves of enemies. These 2 game modes have been some of the most highly requested content in the game, and it is amazing to see the devs go ahead and add them in here. The devs have listened a lot when it comes to these new events, but there's still even more. 1.3 is also introducing a massive number of quality of life updates. Things like controller support on mobile, fast travel that automatically routes you to the closest teleport, faster map navigation with sub-areas, resource marking on your map from character menus, summaries for skipped dialogues and cutscenes, a lore encyclopedia to catch up on skipped stories, hints for unlocking in-game events, streamlined echo management, a massive increase to the number of mergeable echoes, and improvements to the UI. All of these features, they're just a preview of the full changes. There are even more we'll see on the official patch notes. The devs quite literally cannot stop listening. These have to be the most receptive devs in the industry when it comes to player feedback, and as a result, Wuthering Waves cannot stop improving as well. All in all, the hype is real. Version 1.3 and its following patches are shaping up to be some of the best in gacha gaming. QoL has given us a lot to look forward to. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.